Welcome back to another episode of Daily Fortnite, your daily podcast about Fortnite. I'm your host, Mikey, aka Mike Daddy, aka Magnificent Mikey, and today we got a big update. Alright, so we already talked about the update to Festival and the Gorillas coming to Festival. That is live now. There has been updates to Ballistic. From what I understand, in Ballistic, the Saitama One Punch Man medallion is in there. I saw a clip of it online. That is insane. You actually can get the One Punch Man medallion and defeat anybody with one punch. That is pretty awesome. But I don't know anything else besides that. There is a Ballistic update blog post that they put out, but we're not going to go over that today. They didn't put out any other blog posts. They didn't. Obviously, there was something done to Blitz. They didn't post about that. There's obviously big, huge, dramatic changes to Battle Royale. They didn't put a blog post about that. The only thing they put a blog post out about was Ballistic, which is not one of the more popular modes. I mean, it has a decent player base, but that being the one... Well, obviously they did it for Festival as well yesterday, but the one other mode that they decided to do a blog post about that got these updates was Ballistic. That's not adding up to me, but I did my research anyway, so we're gonna talk about the update that happened to Battle Royale. Okay, so let's get to it. I'm gonna list these things off for you so that you know about them and you can take advantage of them. All right, the first thing I'll mention is the map change that happened at Utopia City. The bugs have taken over Utopia City now. The Queen can sometimes spawn there now. Again, unfortunately they removed all the medallions, so you're not going to get a medallion, but you could still go there. Again, you know, the little icon for wherever the bosses are is going to show up in the location. So if you go to that location and the Queen is there, you can defeat her. You're going to still get the same loot that is always there. Now, the Queen can just spawn into different places now. So you're going to get that Mythic OXR. I mean, you're still going to get the Mythic OXR and the Legendary Slurp. All right, now, a couple cool things that were added. The Roly-Poly vehicle is what we'll say. It's a bug, but it is it's a big alien bug that looks like a roly-poly bug. You get in it and you can roll around. You don't really want to do that though, because it's pretty slow when it just rolls around. What you want to do is charge that thing up and start rolling. You pick up some speed and then you can jump. And then when you jump, once you reach the height, you press the button again and it kind of slams you down, and then you bounce off the ground, and then it sends you flying. So you're like jumping around in this roly-poly bug. And it's actually a fast way to get around. Now, the problem with it is it is weak. If you get shot once, the roly-poly is going to be affected and you're going to go flying out of it. So it only takes one hit, so it's not overpowered. It's not like the ballers were, especially the original ballers were back in the day. You know, it's still that sort of. It reminds me of that sort of movement because you're in a ball and jumping around and moving around. But with this one, you're super vulnerable because it only takes one hit and then the bug gets hurt and you have to soothe it before you can get back into it. So you're basically like you got to interact with it, and it takes a few seconds to heal or to soothe the thing so that you can ride it again. Which again, if you're just standing out there in the middle of the open trying to soothe this bug, you're vulnerable. You're gonna get eliminated. That's the other thing about this is it does only take one shot to knock you out of it. So if you're out in the open, you are vulnerable. So I feel like this is actually a pretty well balanced mobility vehicle that you can get around with. It's a fun way to get around. It's a fast way to get around. You just have to be careful. The other thing that was added is the what do they call it? Let me look in the blog, the original blog post from the beginning of this season when they said different things were going to be coming. I think it was called it's the Hammerhead Choppa. So the Hammerhead Choppa, this OXR helicopter, you get in it, and it works just like the helicopters we had in the past. You know, you drive it the same way. The cool thing about this one is that it does hover in place. Remember the other helicopters, if you're driving or if you're flying in it, and then there's nobody in the driver's seat, it will go back down to the ground. This one, it just hovers wherever you are, no matter what height you're at. If you get out of the driver's seat and you want to sit on the side and shoot down at the ground at people, it will hover in place for you. Now, I'm somebody again who these days I mostly just play solo, so not so great. Again, the balance of it has no weapons or anything; it just flies around. So, you are quite vulnerable especially if you're somebody like me and you're playing solo. You're solo there trying to shoot down at the ground while you're just a sitting duck there. People shooting back up at you and shooting the helicopter as well. And it's an easy helicopter to hit. It's big. So I think it's a pretty well balanced item as well, or a vehicle as well. You know, if you had a whole squad of people and you were all shooting down at the ground and you had, the numbers, if it was like 4 against 2 or something, where you could eliminate them fast enough before they can take out your helicopter, then maybe it could be useful in that way. But again, it is that cool feature, but it's not like some sort of overpowered mobility item. I think it's pretty well balanced for what it does and what it can do. Let's see here. The other thing that was added in today, the airstrike. Okay, to get the airstrike, you need to get this from the weapon bunkers, or it'll be in a rift drop as well. The big rift drop. So, this works just like we saw in promo videos, right? You get this thing, you aim it at an area. The whole area is going to be marked. That is going to get bombed, and the thing is, your enemies can see it as well. They know that they're going to get bombed. They have a warning, so they have time to move and to get out of the way. So to me, with this one, I think the best way you're going to take advantage of this one is to third-party enemies. Like if you carry this thing around, and I believe it only has 3 shots, if I remember right. But if you're going to carry this thing around that has very limited use and, has a finite amount of uses before it disappears, because you can't get ammo for it, you just use it up until it's gone. The best way to use this one is going to be third-party people. If you see a couple of people fighting, while they're distracted, you send the airstrike down at the ground at them. If they're in a big build fight, they got nowhere to go, hit them with that airstrike. The other option is you can mark a building, and if there's somebody in that building, then that could potentially help you eliminate that person in that building, or draw them out so you can get them. So again, another one that because it has limited uses before it goes away, and because everybody has so much time to react, I feel like it's pretty well balanced so far. Let's see here. The other things added in, we got an exotic Fury AR. So this one will give you a low gravity effect, which I like to jump around and run around with a low gravity effect. I think it's great that it saves you from fall damage, and it helps you get around easier to me. There's an exotic precision SMG that marks enemies when you hit them. Very, very useful, obviously, to be able to see your enemies even when they're behind walls and builds. And then there's the exotic shockwave launcher. Now this one is very interesting. So this one is not like the regular shockwave launcher. No, this is an exotic one. Now the regular shockwave launcher, what people have done most of the time, you're going to use that on yourself, right, for mobility. If you use this one on yourself, it shoots you up into the air just like a shockwave, but this one I feel like it shoots you up higher. Maybe that's just in my mind, but I feel like it's higher. But anyways, it shoots you up in the air, but then you get like a low gravity effect, so you reach that peak height and then you're kind of floating in the air for a while and floating back down slowly. So instead of using this on yourself, use this on your enemies. You shoot it out, there's a little blast radius, and anybody in that blast radius is going to get shot straight up into the air, and then they're going to be floating there for a little bit. That is going to make them very vulnerable. Try to think of it as like this being an even stronger boogie bomb type of thing, right? So with a boogie bomb, you hit somebody with it, they start dancing, and then they're vulnerable, right? But the thing is with that, as soon as you hit them even once with a bullet, the effect goes away, right? Well, with this exotic shockwave launcher, you hit them with that, they go flying up in the air, and they're just floating in the air until the effect wears off. If you shoot them, it doesn't wear off. It just however long it takes, right? I think it's like a few seconds. So they're floating in the air for a couple seconds, and you are just taking free aim at somebody who can not control the movement of their character anymore. They're just floating up in the air and an easy target. So use it that way, right? Instead of this being an item you use on yourself, use it to make your enemies vulnerable. I mean, like I said, to me, I think it's actually better than a boogie bomb because they really have no chance to save themselves. I mean, if they are a really good shot while they're floating up in the air, then maybe they could, shoot back at you and defeat you before you defeat them. But you better not let that happen, okay? Because if you hit somebody with this thing and they go flying up in the air and they're floating there, you can still move around. You can aim down sights. They're up there in the air, floating around, firing from the hip, and not able to move their character until they reach the ground again, which again takes a few seconds. So you have a few seconds. You should be able to eliminate somebody in a few seconds of them floating in the air and not being able to do much about it. All right, and that's your update. Again, I wish we had like a regular blog post to read, but we don't. So that's your update for Battle Royale. All right, let's take a look at how many people are playing this game today. All right, today we have 55 in Battle Royale, 55,000 in Battle Royale, I should say. 98,000 in zero build, 38,000 in reload. Reload zero build has 15,000. OG has 21,000. OG zero build has 14,000. Blitz has 51,000. And from what I understand, you got the One Punch Man medallion in there. Festival has 14,000. This is with the gorillas getting added in today. Odyssey has 10,000. Ranked Ballistic has 4,000. Battle Royale ranked has 4,000. Reload ranked has 52,000. Brick Life 1,000. Zero build rank 3,500. Reload zero build ranked 3,000. Rocket Racing 1,000. Creative 3,000. Party Royale 1,000. And Save the World 9,000. For creator made modes today, Bob Ross Tycoon has 2,700. Horde Fight Tycoon has 356. Squid Red versus Blue has 326. Treasure Tycoon has 297. Cyber Heroes ARPG has 108. Butterfly Party Royale 2.2 has 70. And there's a whole lot more to be discovered in the Discover tab. With that being said, today with those modes, our peak number today was 1,220,000. Even lower than the day before. And again, I'm thinking this is school and work because I know. So I don't know how it is wherever everybody else is from, but for us, usually when school starts, they kind of like work their way down, right? So it's like, oh, the high schoolers go back to school, then the middle schoolers, and then the elementary school, it kind of like staggers like that throughout the week. So that's what's going on here. So I know like today there were more people like going to school here than even the day before. So if it's like that in a lot of places, that would again explain the numbers continuing to go down here on weekdays. All right, so there we go. That is your look at some different game modes. Let's head on over to quests. Today is a Tuesday, so there should be some new quests. We got a Champions Road quest in here. See, they didn't even make a blog post about this. Oh no. Now that I think about it, they did. This is like an old one though, like, right? If they did one about this, but they're just now getting to it. Yes, they did. This was at the beginning of the month when the season came out. They talked about how Champions Road was going to be a thing. So now we got Champions Road quests, which I don't think they did like mention anything specific about that. So anyways, let's go over it. You have to eliminate players. There's 5 stages. You need to talk to Championship Surf Witch. You need to headshot players before the first storm circle closes. 5 in total. Okay, and there's things to earn in here from account levels. So those challenges, they're going to help you get bonus XP and help you gain account levels faster as well. And it looks like there's a spray, a back bling, and a loading screen. So of the Championship Surf Witch. All right, so there's that. Do your kickstarts, do your stories, your expertise, your weeklies. There should be new weeklies. Week 3, you need to hit opponents beyond 50 meters while in the Hammerhead Choppa. 3 in total. You need to use loudspeakers on the Hammerhead Choppa within 100 meters of other players. You got to do that once. Visit the OXR headquarters and Dystopia City in a single match. That's what I should mention. I guess that Utopia City now on the map is actually called Dystopia City now that the bugs have taken over. Eliminate players with epic or better weapons. 10 in total. Destroy objects using the precision airstrike. 25 in total. All right, so there's your list. Remember to do your dailies, your milestones, and your ranked as well, so you get all the rewards you can. All right, let's take a look at the competitive tab. Today was a Tuesday. Oh, we still got nothing, right? Yeah, so we're looking at Wednesday, getting some stuff to go over. So still nothing today. So let's just head on over to the item shop and see what's in the item shop today. Okay, in the item shop today, the cars, special offers and bundles, jam tracks, kicks. Today you get the Fate outfit with the ominous orb back bling for 2,000, the spring loaded emote for 500, the Deja Grim outfit for 800, the voxelated drums for 800. You got the Brute Gunner outfit for 800. Rock, Paper, Scissors emote for 200. Relay outfit for 800. Silver Sleep pickaxe for 800. Ooh, the Dog Days Are Over bundle. You got the Doggo outfit with the Chowdown backbling for 1,500. Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine for 500. All in the bundle for a total of 1,800, which is 200 off the total. I saw that. I think Florence and the Machine put out a new song recently, so check that out. I haven't yet myself. Maybe I'll have to do that for my music show, music reaction channel. Let's see. We got the Nemia outfit with the Kappa Backa back bling for 1,200. The Fashion's First Spike back pickaxe for 800. Gala Glimmer outfit for 800. Dawn's Promise glider for 800. You got the Marvel section with the Loki bundle, the Sylvie, Lofe daughter, and bundle, and both of those characters items. You got the Mandalorian warrior still here but leaving today. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are still here. The Champions Road section still here with the Chapter 5 Season 1 bundle getting ready to rotate out. You got the Victory Vibes emotes. The Walking Dead is still here but leaving today. Nickoff's Locker bundle has the Bootstrap pickaxe for 500. The Bracer outfit for 800. Rhinestone Rider glider for 500. The Bandage wrap for 300, or it's all in that bundle for 1,500, which is 600 off the total. We got Academy Champions section, so these are the ones that have like the school uniforms that you can customize in there, and then all their items as well, plus like the Sienna Knight outfit, the Isabel outfit, the Maven outfit, the Leela outfit, just a bunch of outfits and items that kind of theme with going back to school. Squid Game section has returned now with the Front Man bundle. All right, the Front Man bundle is going to include the Front Man for 1,500 V-Bucks, the Loot Piggy back bling for 600 V-Bucks, the Perilous Gift pickaxe for 500, and the Mince game or the Mingle Game Dance emote for 500. All right, and then you get it all in the bundle for 2,000, which is 1,100 off the total. Let's see here. Eminem with the Marshall Nevermore outfit and bundle, the Rap Boy or the Rap Boy Slim Shady bundle, and a bunch of like items for that. The Balenciaga items have returned. Gorillas. Okay, let's take a look at the Gorillas. So this is the item shop again. Remember, they split up the music pass, or they split up the Gorillas in the music pass and the item shop. I already claimed my music pass since I'm a crew member. I started out with Russell, so I already have Russell. But now, if you want to get two of the members, you have to purchase them separately in the shop. You get the 2D outfit, which is 1,500. Again, looks great. I'm just really bummed that they separated these out like this. But anyways, 2D looks great in the item shop for 1,500. The Noodle outfit is 1,200, or sorry, 1,500 as well. So you get Noodle. Noodle's case back bling is 300. 2D's megaphone back bling is 300. You get 2D's microphone for 800. Bonesy Balloons contrail for 600. Gorilla's camo wrap for 500. The Dare emote for 500. Let's see here. Yeah, you get the Noodles axe guitar for 800. And then are the jam tracks in the bundle as well? Looks like it. Let me double check. They're all in there. Just the one. So then, and which one was it? Dare. So, and then the Dare jam track is 500. So all of that comes in the Noodle and 2D bundle for 2,600, which is 4,700 off the total. There's also the Feel Good Inc. Gorillas jam track and the Gorillas Clint Eastwood jam track for 500 bucks, 500 V-bucks on their own as well. All right. That looks like everything today. You can get any and all of these items using code Mikey, MMMIKIE, in the item shop, and some of the proceeds will go to help support this show. I really would love to give it to the Gorillas, but I'm not going to. Again, just because I'm just upset with Fortnite for separating those out like that. But you know who I will give it to? I'm going to give it to the Frontman bundle. This looks really good in game. Love the design. Love all the items. Let's give it to the Frontman. You want to be on his good side anyways, right? So there you go. There's your item of the day. And now that we've done that, let's head on over to the community and see if the community left any comments over on YouTube. Come on, load up for me here. What happened? It says there. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Waffles Game says, I played with Yam for the first time today, and we got a win with 15 eliminations. Nice. I think the addition of the bug wheel and choppas make up for the medallions being vaulted. I rarely went for medallions anyways. I usually land at the infested outposts because they're good loot and it increases your rank a lot. The airstrike is really fun too. The festival season is also pretty cool. Never heard of gorillas before this though. Bruh. Are you serious? You never heard of the gorillas before this? Oh my goodness, man. You're breaking my brain. I know I'm old, but to never even heard of them before? Holy cow. No, that's cool. Well, welcome, and I hope you like it. Now, yeah, I'm glad you had fun playing with Yam. That sounds like you guys had a good match there for sure. And yeah, I haven't played yet myself, so I didn't think about that, how these new items could be seen as replacements for the medallions, and maybe even better options than what those medallions were. I like the way you think about that. Good job, Waffles. Let's see. Let's head on. That's the only one we got on YouTube. So let's head over to Spotify now, where Pierre says, love the new season. Hey, awesome, Pierre. I'm loving it too. Let's see here. The Little Seal No says, I love gorillas. Hey. There you go. And I feel better that somebody knows who they are. Yeah, and I love them too. Let's see here. Rick and Morty says, Mikey, any idea when Kratos is coming back or Travis Scott? And Mikey, I got to tell you, you genuinely helped me because genuinely helped me because I recently started secondary school, 7th grade America, and it's hard moving classes and new subjects. So I just have to give you a big thank you and keep it up. Hey, thank you. And no, I have no idea when those items could come back or if they even will come back, but save your V-Bucks just in case, right? And thanks for listening to the show. And I'm glad I can be of help of any way while you're getting through classes or you're waiting between classes there. Let's see here. Ambitious Corn Dogs 360 says, I feel like the bugs this season are a lot like the collabs. There are so many. Also, apparently they added 2 new dev chests to reload. The lawless dev chest and the unstable dev chest. I don't know if it's true though. Sorry for the long comment. Hey, no worries. Hey, I have not been playing Reload. We're not talking about Reload today. I'll go over the Reload blog post tomorrow since they actually did. No, sorry. They didn't do one for Reload. They did it for Ballistic now that I'm thinking. Again, yeah, see, I don't understand why Ballistic was like the only thing that they posted about. Like made an official blog post. But anyways, yeah, I don't actually know what was done there to Reload either. That's something I'm gonna have to research, and we'll talk about that in a separate episode. But thank you for your comment. Baseball Lord says, hey Mikey, I got the battle pass with the 25 levels with your code. Oh yo, thank you Baseball. And says, sorry I haven't commented in the last few days. I've had to wake up like 6 every day for cross country, so I haven't had the time to lately, but have a good day. Hey, thanks, and keep that up, man. My oldest son did cross country last year. Potentially thinking about, he's starting his first year of high school, so he's still deciding what he's going to join, what he's going to do. So he might not be doing that this year based on some other things he's thinking about joining. So I don't know, but hey, that's really fun. Glad you're doing that. Keep it up, and yeah, thanks for listening to the show. And even if you don't have the time to comment, I appreciate it. Yam says, oh my goodness, that new intro was beautiful. I just played Reload for the first time in a while. I got my first win in solos this season. Nice. I also played with Waffles for the first time, and it was great. We got my first duo battle royale win today. Nice, Yam. He mentioned that as well, obviously, and I'm glad you like that intro. You know what? So I was talking about how the quality of this show should improve, and once I get done setting everything up, we should have some new features for this show as well. One of the features I don't have is the original intro right now because I'm using a different computer, and I don't have the file for the intro on this computer, and the other computer that it's on is currently like disconnected, and we're trying to figure out where to set it up right now. Because what happened was, the way that this show is going to get affected is, so my oldest son is going into high school, so he's getting a laptop to do his homework on and to do his schoolwork on. So the nice computer that I got him a couple years ago, which computers go out of date really quickly. Like already, like Fortnite doesn't run very well on this computer, but everything else runs really well. The recording program works really well. Elgato, I can hook it up to that, works really well. On this one, I should be able to play videos and other audio and stuff while recording without it like getting all bogged down and glitchy. Right, so some of that stuff should be good to go, and I might even, for the people who watch the video version on YouTube and Spotify, I might even have a camera set up soon, if you want to see my face. So we'll see all about all that. Again, like I said, I'm just rearranging things all over the place and setting things up. So at least like I said, I got everything set up in time and done so that I could be recording. I just got to get everything else put together as well. And not just in this room, like rearranging things all around, like in my son's room, a family friend gave us this piece of furniture as well that we're trying to figure out how do we want to like rearrange like our living room as well. So we're doing a lot of stuff right now. So once I got everything all done, we should get some new features for this show possibly. But cool. Thanks for your comment and stuff like that. Prompted that little discussion there. And let's see here. The Fall Guy says, "Why is One Punch Man bald? Does he have cancer?" Oh, geez. You know what? One Punch Man, he's bald. He worked hard. Okay, so that's just that's just what happens. You work that hard and you sacrifice the hair so that you can have your superpowers. So yeah, that no other good reason than I guess they just thought it would be funny. There's even a whole episode with him. I actually don't remember if it's a whole episode, but there's an episode explaining him losing the hair. They show him what he was like with hair, and then working to get stronger, and then losing the hair. Just good fun stuff. All right. All right. That looks like all the comments. So thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the show. Make sure you go join the daily Fortnite Discord and hang out with us. Follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Head over to Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating and a written review for a shout out on the show. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And until next time, have fun, be safe, and don't get lost in the storm.